Do you know if the Delgado Law Group has been billed over $50,000 to defend this litigation? Mayor Henyard's response, under oath, might I add. How would I know that? That's right, guys. Buckle up for the ride as we review the self-proclaimed supermayor's deposition and her answers. Well, not really her answers because her answers were few, but her deflection is a better description. And let's get right into the story. Behind every financial transaction lies a story waiting to be told. And by following the money trail, you could uncover secrets that were meant to stay hidden. If this was a game of Monopoly, we could send the super mayor to jail by forcing her to avoid passing go or collecting $200. But this isn't a Monopoly game, and the corruption and money are real, allegedly. Some money trails leads to a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, where the good guys win and justice prevails. But other times, it takes you to a den of thieves where greed and corruption lurk in the shadows. It's a game of cat and mouse with money playing the starring role. Welcome to Southern Confidential, and if you haven't already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for all updates. We would love to have you as a part of the SC family. And for all my returning SC family members and supporters, welcome back. Now, let's talk about Mayor Henyard's recent deposition stemming from unpaid legal bills. Now, we've talked about what depositions are in the last video about Keith Freeman. So, check out that video for a deeper dive of what depositions are and what the implications are. And remember, this deposition has nothing to do with the grand jury investigation. That is completely unrelated. Of course, the judge ultimately determines what will be entered into evidence. It will be a remote chance, in my opinion, if this particular deposition would be approved to be entered into evidence in any other trial unrelated to this. However, who knows? Judges have been known to do really strange things. But the long and short of it is this particular deposition is different from what's going on with the grand jury investigations. Do you know if the Delgado Law Group has been billed over $50,000 to defend this litigation? Mayor Henyard's response, under oath, might I add. How would I know that? Next question. Are legal bills, invoices, and vendor bills sent to the village of Dalton for review? Her answer, I don't handle that. Next question. Do you ever review any of the Delgado's legal bills? Her answer, again, I don't handle that. So then the attorney says, so your answer is that you don't handle that? Her response, I am the mayor. I don't handle that and don't know why you're trying to put me in the day-to-day. I don't handle that. Okay, guys, so hang in there with me because this will give you or help you to envision how the self-proclaimed super mayor will conduct herself on the stand during a trial or when she's being interviewed by the grand jury. Should that happen, should the grand jury escalate, after their investigation, escalate this to her having to testify in the presence of a grand jury. So this is clearly an indication of her combative behavior and the fact that she dances around questions that she refuses to answer. Why? Because she's gotten away with this for so long. In my opinion, she's programmed herself to be able to squeeze out of any type of question that she doesn't want to answer. And in my opinion, she's really bad at it, guys. Next question. Have you ever reviewed the complaint for this? Now he's referring to the lawsuit. She responds, you mean the one where you guys are suing for? Before she could provide a suitable answer, her attorney objects. Then attorney McGrath goes on to push the envelope for an answer. if the mayor laid eyes on the complaint. Now, originally, she said yes, she received a copy. Now she claims not to know what the question meant. Extremely elusive, as you can see, but not very skilled at it, in my opinion. I am not an attorney, but I have worked around the legal proceedings for many years. I've seen skilled liars confound the person deposing them. And opposite of that, I have seen liars get eaten up by their own lies during the deposition process. Her final answer, well, whatever I answered in the file is my answer. Now, that's just simply bad acting, in my opinion. Okay, guys, so it would be like if you asked me, um, is the name of your channel Southern Confidential? And my response would be, what do you mean? I don't understand your question. Then the attorney says, okay, when you signed onto your YouTube channel today, did you see the name of your channel? Then I respond, well, if that's what I told you before, then yes, I guess the name of my channel is Southern Confidential. So it's like playing semantics and never actually providing an answer. Now remember, court order depositions are just as important as what happens in a trial, in the sense that the person being deposed is under oath. And not being truthful under oath can come back to bite you in the butt if the case commences to trial. The opposing attorneys will definitely use that during cross examination in the presence of a jury to discredit the person that's being cross examined, especially if they claim something different during their testimony, or if there is evidence to the contrary from other sources, such as signed documents, witness statements, etc. And we already know that Keith Freeman, low key, rolled the super mayor under the bus during his deposition by calling her administration chaotic, among other things. So the attorney for the super mayor tells Attorney McGrath that some of the questions being posed to Mayor Henyard are confusing, and therefore she will instruct the mayor not to answer those questions. Well, Attorney McGrath rejects that notion, arguing that it's up to the mayor to say it's confusing and not her attorney. I'm sure you guys remember the old saying, if you tell the truth, you don't need a good memory. Well, Attorney McGrath rebukes the supermayor, telling her that she must answer the questions unless her attorney objects. Y'all know exactly what's going on. The mayor is playing dodgeball, and in my opinion, she's not very good at the game. So, after a lot of back and forth between the attorneys, the attorney poses the next question to the supermayor. Would you agree that there are passages in the Dalton Code, the Illinois Municipal Code, that you acknowledge that are typed accurately? Here, the attorney is simply trying to establish that the mayor understands Illinois municipal codes. But of course, it was like pulling teeth. And she says that all of her answers are true and accurate. Now, the next set of questions refers to her education. Question: did you graduate from college? Robert Morris. She responds, in essence, that she graduated from Robert Morris College with a bachelor's degree in business. And it appears she's alleging that she did so in 2 years. Well, I guess she's saying that she went year round. And then she says, I'm not about to give you my history, and let's get to the deposition of why I'm here. And then the attorney says, okay. The supermayor says, you want to know about my childhood? And everyone knows we have a legal fight. So let's get to that. The attorney, McGrath, tells the mayor that's not how it operates. In other words, that's not how it works, dear. You don't run anything here. Um, then he asks her to clarify under oath today that she doesn't recall job positions that she's held or businesses that she may have owned or operated after graduating from Robert Morris. The supermayor says, yep. So we have to keep in mind that these questions are basic, fundamentally formed questions that require a simple yes or no, or at the least elaborate by answering truthfully. The attorney asked, are you an elected official? a politician as a result of being elected? She answers yes. Okay, finally, we get a straight answer. And keep in mind, guys, I'm skipping around at some of the more salient questions. Next question. What was the first public office that you ever ran for? The mayor answered trustee, but she doesn't remember the year, but that it was for the village of Dalton. Next question. So the first time you ran as village trustee, you were not elected. She says, no, I didn't make the ballot. Okay, the next question. Okay, so you ran a second time and you made the ballot. She responds, correct. The attorney asks, what year, 2013? Who was the mayor of Dalton when you were running? She answered, Riley. But it appears she couldn't readily provide an answer as to what year that was. Her answer, whatever year it ended is the year I ran for mayor. And now she's obviously annoyed. Surprise, surprise. Then Attorney McGrath attempts to review her answers by asking her to clarify that she doesn't review the invoices. Her attorney jumps in and objects. The mayor answered, I have already answered. And he asked her, okay, so what's your answer? I don't handle that. Now, my opinion is she's not being truthful based solely on her interactions during the board meetings and her debates and rebuttals about unpaid bills. So we know her answers are probably not true. Now, I think someone needs to sell some t-shirts that says, I don't handle that. So it might be a new trending topic. Who knows? But in any regard, it's funny and ridiculous at the same time. Now, everyone knows that the self-proclaimed super mayor calls everything that she doesn't like a witch hunt, especially when she's presiding over public meetings or being interviewed by the media. But wouldn't this be an opportunity to set the record straight? Of course. But instead, the embattled mayor chose to default to her rebellious and obstinate disposition, cherry picking what questions she wanted to answer, and basically not answering those that she didn't want to answer. But we could go on and on with the questions posed by the attorney, but the ending results are that Mayor Henyard, in essence, answered only a few questions straight on, and other questions either she didn't recall, I don't handle that, deflecting, or claiming not to have detailed knowledge, even after being a trustee for 8 years. So the deposition dragged on, with the mayor's stonewalling tactics only serving to deepen the rift between her and the legal system. Now, the tension was palatable, and it was clear that the self-proclaimed supermayor knows that there is trouble brewing for her on the horizon. Trouble that is way over her head and that will likely land her in jail. The worst component of Mayor Henyard's personality is the desire to be in the limelight while controlling the narrative. But remember, if you're the boss, then you're the target. And what that means is if the feds actually escalate this to trial, she'll probably be the target and the person that will take the biggest hit. And remember, everything that I've said is alleged, except direct questions that I read from the depositions. Otherwise, my opinions are alleged. And I think that the super mayor and her administration are done for. And I think that all of them, at least all of the players in key roles, are in for a ride of their lives. I believe that there will be prison time assigned to anyone associated with this alleged corruption and alleged RICO. So we have a lot to talk about, guys, as this particular case develops, and we'll be right here to report if it makes it to trial. Also, guys, remember that there are a lot of things that the public probably doesn't even know about. The issues that we've discussed are probably just scratching the surface of illegal activities, right? Okay, guys, that's it for this version of Professional Dodgeball, starring the self-proclaimed super mayor, Tiffany Henyard. And if you haven't already, we welcome you to subscribe. Please don't forget to like the video. And for more on this developing story, stay tuned to Southern Confidential. See you on the next video.